Happy Sunday, Facebook Live. Joe coming to you live here from Danbury, Connecticut, Mom's house. Just getting back from Brother Skip's house. And had a long hike this morning with my brother Miguel. Long hike this morning with my beautiful queen with the pups. I have two dogs underneath my feet right now, knocked out. And I know Emma was playing with another dog up there at Skip's house. So she is definitely in the zone of sleeping. I hope you guys had a blessed and fantastic Sunday afternoon. Good to see you, Gene. Good to see you, Sue. Good to see you, Aaron. Everybody's showing up here this Sunday evening. I am going to absolutely sit on this couch here in about 5 minutes and watch some football and do absolutely nothing. Because as you can see, we've been going non-stop for the last 3.5 days, driving from Virginia and over here at the Next Level event down in Stamford, Connecticut. We didn't get home till late last night, and then got up early this morning and said, you know what? There's no time to rest. I visualized yesterday in my meditation the people that are suffering. I cannot sit still and stand by to watch people suffer. Good to see you. What's up, Marianne? Happy birthday, Marianne. Continuing to show up here and gain the insights and gain the value add is what we call this, right? When you add value to somebody's life, guess what happens to your life? Post below if you know what happens if you add value to somebody else's life. And if you've been receiving value for some of this content, because I know that we've been going nonstop, and the challenge is not to stop. Most of us say, hey, you know what, I need to slow down, I need to stop, I need to take a break, I gotta go on vacation, I gotta go do this, I gotta do that. And here's what happens. When you slow down and stop, everything else stops. Meaning you have to get everything moving once again. So I was sitting there meditating on this morning in my meditation, and we were on top of the mountain, the highest point in Danbury today. We took a hike. I got some beautiful photos I'll be sharing here. I had a couple of snippets on, I think, on my Facebook Live feed or on my 1 minute snippet there on the story, but it was super powerful. Good to see you, Sherry. Good to see you, Sandy. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you're having a blessed and fantastic Sunday with your family. I absolutely tripled down on my bonds today. Bonds is relationship. You guys know what bonds are? Those are relationships. Number one was with my beautiful wife this morning. Went for a hike with our dogs here in the fall foliage of the New England. I'm sure, Aaron, you're getting a lot of that up there. Spiritual inertia, Aaron says. Absolutely, brother. And that's what happens. When you tap into that energy, you can just keep going and going and going. Musicians know all about this. You ever see musicians, they get into that guitar riff and they just start flowing. The drummers get into that drum and beat and they just go into this, something that's never been done before. That is what the spiritual inertia is, what Aaron Knight's talking about right there. So good to see you, brother. Always showing up here, man. I appreciate you. Love you guys for continuing to show up and follow this journey. So I was meditating this morning going, the last time I was on top of that mountain, we were fighting for freedom. We talked about this in the live Fox 4 news down there about the spiritual awakening, walk up that mountain that day when the voice said, whatever happened to one love? I said, man, that's Bob Marley. Whatever happened to the world living as one? That's John Lennon. Now here we are 4 years later, becoming that one love that they were talking about all those years later. They were just before their time is what I believe. I believe they had the message, the voice spoke to them, they knew exactly what it was, they wrote the music about it, everybody gathered around it. I know there's some high-selling volume albums, there's tons and tons of records sold and #1 hits and top of the charts for all those songs, because that's what happens when you tap into that consciousness, that spiritual inertia that Aaron's talking about, is you're just a conduit. At the end of the day, when you surrender to that human mind, that's what we're going to talk about today, is the fulfillment, purpose, and freedom. Once you surrender to that human mind and allow that purpose, and here's your purpose. If anybody doesn't know what your purpose is, it resides right here in your heart. Your heart was given to you freely. You didn't have to earn this heart. Your purpose lies right here. Once you figure that I know a lot of people out there say, hey, what are you going to do when you grow up? And some of us, two things. We haven't grown up, we still don't know what our purpose is. Because we got stuck up in here in the mind, survival mode. And I see the people here in Connecticut living in fear. When we're in fear, the first thing that's going to happen is cortisol is going to release into your body. Cortisol weakens the body. It comes from down here in the adrenal glands, it pumps it up here, and then eventually it taxes the system. And the system becomes uneasy. So when the body's not at ease, it becomes diseased. It's just, there's no other way around it. So we have to focus on the thing that's going to get us mentally prepared. Jared Kenny all the way from Australia. Good to see you, my brother. Hello, Aunt Karen. Love you. Good to see you guys here logging on. Happy Sunday, everybody. Hope you had a blessed and fantastic Sunday. I know me and my brother Miguel were on top of that mountain today like we were back in 2016 when we had that spiritual awakening and the clouds parted and the sun came out and there were the hands. If you guys haven't gotten that book, Rise as One, The Spiritual Awakening, talks all about this. Super powerful insights. Good to see you, Sri. Sri is another one, high-level consciousness purpose person. She understands exactly what I'm saying here. And for those of you that don't understand what I'm saying here, don't fault yourself. Don't make yourself less than. Just know that as you continue to follow this message and you continue to pay attention, eventually you're going to make sense. Because believe me, when I first started this journey, I had no idea what these guys were talking about, what these girls were talking about, until I started digging deeper. So my thing to you guys out there listening to this message right now, don't understand it, do your research. You have to do your research, because what makes sense to me may not make sense to you. I can give you the framework, but you have to go out there and do the research on your own. Sometimes it's more like what I'm not going to do when I grow up. Yeah, that's a true story, right, Aaron? I love that. Good to see you, Jared Kenny. Love your positive energy. Now, this is just, for me, that's just consciousness working through me. So I'm a conduit. At this point of the game, I'm just a conduit for the messages being sent through me, and all I do is execute on what I'm told. So all of us have had this happen to us. Every single one of you listen to this message, you've had these insights, the intuition, that gut feeling, say, I should be doing this, and all of a sudden you get distracted from that. So we'll talk about more of that as we go deeper into that. But today I want to talk about purpose, freedom, and fulfillment. So number one thing is purpose. We have to find our purpose. If we don't find our purpose in our lifetime, we will go to our final resting place without fulfillment. And purpose lies right in here. If anybody wants to learn more about finding their purpose, I know Jean's been doing an amazing job. Jean, I'm so proud of you. I've been following Jean's journey probably about 2 months now, and she's one of those people. And then Sri's another one. These guys are just tapping in. Aaron's another guy. These guys are just tapping into their purpose. Like, man, I never knew life can be so good. And Chuck's another one, tapping into purpose, and life becomes happy. Life becomes filled. Life becomes this positive energy. That's the secret. I can hear Brother Miguel's going to pull, and the dogs are going to bark here, so don't get distracted by them. And the second thing was freedom, right? So I was on top of that mountain 4 years ago, and then we were fighting for our freedom back in 2016. LaRusso was fighting for his freedom, and I remember how angry I got when I heard all these stories about what was happening. I was like, you know what? Every day we're fighting for our freedom, but it's our job to do the best that we can do today. We cannot allow the outside influence. I got these notes on here from the Next Level Leadership Summit. One of the things I wrote on there was something along, you cannot allow the outside influences to hold you back. Let me mute this thing so it's going to start blowing up here. You cannot allow outside influence to hold you back. You have to keep moving forward. You have to get better than you were yesterday. You have to show more love to your family. It's all about you. That is it. I want to show you guys this real quick while the disturbance going on. So I wrote this back in 2016. It's a Happy New Year's poem. I want to read you guys that this year and New Year's Day. So that'll be Facebook Live 367 will be New Year's Day this year. I will read that poem to you, and then that just came to me during my meditation. So that was back in 2016 when I started this journey. So it is a spiritual journey. Once we learn how to let go of that human being, that human consciousness, and the things that hold us back. And these dogs are going to bark a little bit here because Miguel went over to Stu Leonard's. Miguel called me and said, hey, Joe, what's that famous place over at Stu Leonard's, man? Now, if you guys haven't been to experience a Stu Leonard's before, it's definitely one of those things you definitely want to experience. A lot of great food over there. So purpose, freedom, fulfillment. So the ultimate thing is once we find our purpose, once we are free, we become happier. What's up, Brother Miguel? We're doing our Facebook Live here, number 286 of 366.
Awesome.
Say hello to these great people, man.
Hey, everyone. How's everybody doing?
Okay, see, he's got his Stu Leonard's bag over there. Miguel says, where's that Stu Leonard's place, man? I love that story.